Hello everybody, welcome. It is Pip Topham here from Card Making Know-How and queenpipcards.com. Thank you so much for being here. It's lovely to see you all. It is a kind of sunny bank holiday here in the UK, so I don't know how many people are going to join us today because people are out and about doing all kinds of things, but we've already got Melly on and Roz, so hello, welcome. It's lovely to see you here today. Today we're going to look at that question that crafters around the world come up with all the time. What glue do I use? What glue is it? What should I use for what? How do I stick ribbon down? What is it I use for card and paper? Help! I don't know what to use when I'm doing my card making. So we're going to talk about glue, basically, or adhesives, as some of you might know it called. So it's a sticky subject and one that can make people, a bit hot under the collar, if I'm completely honest. So we're going to look at several types, and then I'm going to tell you what my three favourite are and how I use them best of all. Okay, so let's go hands down. Excuse me, I'm a little bit coffee today, I don't know why. Hi Julie, lovely to see you. Right, so we're going to hands down, let's put some lights on the subject. There we go. Alrighty, so sticky stuff. What do we use it for? Well, obviously we use it for sticking things together. The main things that we deal with is card, obviously. We do a lot of stuff with paper as well. So I'm just grabbing some paper here as well. We do stuff with paper. I'll probably use most of these with these ones. So we stick card, we stick paper, but that's not all. We stick ribbon, we stick embellishments. So we might stick like little sparkly things. We might stick sequiny things. Loads of stuff that we need to stick together. And so people often come to me and say, I've put my paper down and it's all bubbly. It doesn't have, it's not smooth, okay? Some people come to me and say, my cards are falling apart. Why are my cards falling apart? Some people come to me and say, my glue's all stuck up. I can't get the glue out the end of my glue. It's too hard to use. Or people just say, how do I make dimension? How do I make things layers and stuff? I don't know how to do that. So this is one of the sections that we have in the Card Making Know-How Academy. And it's a very important piece of information that all card makers need, and so it's right at the very, very beginning, right in begin stage. Hi Trish. So it's one of those things that you need as part of your foundations, because if you don't know how to glue stuff together, you're going to get into a sticky mess pretty quickly. So I'm going to talk to you about a few things. Most of you know that I love my Tombow. This is my green glue. Okay, but I do know that there are other things around. So this one is from Stick It, which is a good company. And this is a sticky glue. I've had this one a long time and I stopped using it, mainly because it's so hard to get things out. It's so hard to get out. So this is another problem that people have. Like, this is a huge bottle, right? And if you're trying to squeeze that, I mean, I'm pretty strong, but my hands are shaking as I'm trying to get this to squeeze out of the end. And I can tell you it is working, it's in there. It's just, it takes that much effort to get it out. And it's not that it's not runny or it's not working, because I can take the lid off and you can see it is perfectly squeezable. It works nicely, it's okay. So some people decant their glue into this, which funnily enough is made by Sticks to Anything, which is another glue company. So, that should tell you something, that a glue company says you need to have another bottle to put glue in, and you would put your glue into the bottle. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because that's a little, I'm going to get that all over my desk. But basically you put it into the smaller bottle, and then that makes it easier to move stuff around. It has a bit of a funny whiff to it. I think all PVA glue has a bit of a strange smell to it, but this has a different smell to it. It smells nicer. But yes, you can put it in here. This has a little pin, and then you can squeeze this a lot easier, and you glue your stuff, and then you put the pin back in the top if you can see it, if you haven't got bad eyesight. There we go. So that is one way that you can use a PVA glue. I would recommend that you don't use it in bottles like this that are this large. I'd decant them. Okay, I'm not saying don't buy a bottle this large. I'd say decant them, because it's just unwieldy. You know, it's really hard to be precise when you're trying to use something like this. So put it into a smaller bottle. Make sure that you can hold it within your hands to glue. So any decent card making glue should be, I would say, no bigger than these. Okay, this is probably this, and you can get one just slightly bigger, maybe a bit fatter. You want it so that you can use it in your hand comfortably. Okay, and that's really important, because if you're not going to be using it comfortably, you're not going to be using it at all, right? Now that's a wet glue, and some people don't like wet glue, so you have options. You have tape runners, and oh, she says stretching. You have tape, okay, double-sided tape, sticky tape, tear and tape, whatever you call it. It's tape, and it's two-sided. So it's sticky on this side, and then you peel off this top layer and it's sticky on both sides. Okay, either of these will work. I find I prefer this because I haven't got the hassle of taking the tape off, and then you've got more things to throw away, so you create more rubbish with this, and I don't like rubbish. I'd rather be more recyclable. So these, you have to, you know, get rid of all of this. The innards of these, some places will recycle because it's just plastic at the end of the day, so your plastic pieces can be recycled. And this can be frustrating to try and get the tape off. Now this, I know some of you out there are going to go, oh no, that can be frustrating too. If you've got a silicone mat, whether it's this big mat that I have, or you can buy she says stretching over. I shouldn't really do that. Stretching over for her silicone mat. Or you can buy a silicone mat like this. This is what you need to stop things getting stuck, because here you can it just catches it back up. I don't know what it is, but it's something that just helps you to get this to loop. It doesn't. It then just doesn't get stuck anyway. I've had people with all kinds of disaster stories, and I've seen them, and I've had one myself go doolally when I tried to fix something. And I managed to get it to wrap itself round itself. You know, everything, there's always faults in any manufacturer. I've had glue that's gone rock solid in the cold. This does not do well in the cold. Don't freeze this, whatever you do. You know, every glue has its pros and cons, shall we say. So you just have to know which one you're working with to make sure that you use it in the right way. But I like this. It's easy to use, and it works really well. And then there are these. Now these come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. These are the ones I love because they are a nice thickness. They're not too thick, they're not too thin, and they're in these lovely little hexagonal shapes. These are called foam pads. All right. The trademark name for them is Stampin' Dimensionals, because they are made by Stampin' Up. And whether I was a demonstrator or not, I would always use these because I just find them really helpful. I've used lots of others in the past, and I don't like the way that they stick. They're too thick for me, or they're too weeny and tiny and thin. Those tiny little square ones drive me nuts. Whereas these ones, they're nice, they're easy to get off the sheet, and they do what they say on the tin. Okay, so let me show you how we use these, and then we'll get started. And you can see how they all, and then you can ask me some questions. I'm not necessarily going to be making cards today. I am just going to be sharing my stuff about, what's this word I'm looking for? I'm just going to be talking about how to use different glues. I think that looks quite nice, doesn't it? That's come out nice. Not sure about the blue. I need a different colour on that one. And now I'm going off onto designing. Hold on a second. Bear with me. I need a green. I need a green, but I need a darker green. Have we got a darker green? No, not really. Oh, that green might work. I don't want a really bright green, I don't think. I want this kind of green. There we go. There we go. That works. All right, so if you're sticking card to card, okay, so we've got a question. Carol says, hello Carol, I have problems with the stamping steel replacing the new seal in the old seal holder. So they just pop off like this. You lift that one out like that, and you put the new one in. When you say you've had problems with it not going in, is it because it won't then roll on? In which case you need the mat. So you just get the new one, you line up these holes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, line them up, pop it in, close the lid, done. If it won't start, because this is, oh look, I'm reusing this from something that went wrong. See, even I have things that go wrong, but I probably do need to get rid of this bit first. But if you have problems with, as in it's not starting like this, nothing's coming out, yeah, you need the silicone mat. Do that until it starts to come sticky, and you'll feel it on your silicone mat, and then it works. And that's it. You can use a cookery silicone mat. You can use a, didn't actually want to do that with that, but never mind, that's fine. A cookery silicone mat, anything that's silicone, basically. You just roll it along and it pops it perfectly back into use. It's just, there's something about plastic on silicone that helps it to move smoothly. So yeah, that's all you need to do with that. So that's now my new one. Take that off. Put that back in here. It's probably going to get sticky, but I can cope with that. Back in there. There we go. And then I can put my old one back in because it's not done yet. If you get it stuck around the edges, just make sure you're cleaning off these bits here as you change them. Okay, because they do get bits of glue sticking on them. Just roll them off with your fingers. Don't try and use anything, just use your fingers and roll it off. Once that's clean, pop it back on, pop it back on, job done. So you can see that that worked great, sticking card to card. Okay. Yeah, try with the silicone mat, Carol. Yeah. Hi, Rose. So you can see that worked great with card. It's held it nice and securely. You can't move it once it's on. Don't try. Which is great if you're a confident card maker. But if you're not a confident card maker and you're a little bit cautious about putting things down without being able to move them, that's where your wet glue comes in. Now, I know some people do the tape trick with turning up the corners. That works too. I just, as I say, I just don't like tape. I need a card base, and I'm going to go with white. Let's do that. Let's do a white card base for this. But if you are, you know, a bit nervous about getting your card in the right place or positioning things correctly, I really do recommend a wet glue. That's why I recommend Tombow as my first choice of glue. Two things you need to know about Tombow. One, a little goes a very long way. Okay. And two, it doesn't dry if it's exposed to the air. Okay. This is called repositionable glue. So it's multi-purpose because it's got two ways of working. One, it sticks card to card permanently. Okay, so if we stick this down with Tombow, first of all, don't put it right up to the edge. Never ever glue right to the edge of your card. I see that happen with beginners all the time. You put it right to the edge of the card, you put it down, and then the glue squishes out the side, makes a mess. It doesn't need to be right to the edge of the card. I come in probably like 1/2 centimetre all the way around, and that's all I use. Okay, really thin, fine line of glue. Doesn't need to be a lot. And then you can position it, and if it's not quite right, you can wiggle it. See, you can move it around a bit. That's what I call my wiggle room. And then it works, and then it holds it permanently. Okay, so that's permanent. If I had a piece of card It's a piece of card I coloured a little while ago. And I put some dots on it and I left it. You leave that for a while, hour or so. Those dots would become sticky. Okay? They'd never dry. Not completely. They become tacky or sticky. And then you can use it as a post-it note. So you can just stick it on something and pull it off again. You could stick it on something and pull it off again. Because it's repositionable. But that means that if you ever get any glue sitting on the outside of your card, like if you go to the edges and you didn't mean to, or if you squiffed it and it moved, that's a technical term, squiff it. So if you squiffed it too much and it moved too much and it left a smear of glue down the side, that glue will never dry. And so people don't like Tombow because they go, oh, it never dries. Well, no, because it's not supposed to. So then you just get yourself a little glue eraser like this. And this works perfectly at removing any glue issues that you have. Okay, so I prefer this to the sand erasers that you can get. Sand erasers are right for ink, but for glue, this is the best kind. And it's a bit grubby, but it doesn't matter. You just keep cutting bits off until you get a clean corner. So like that's a dirty corner. That's a bit of a dirty corner. So you can see I use this quite a lot. But if you just get your glue scissors, you just trim these dirty bits off. Okay, like so. So you get a nice clean edge, like that. See? And then that becomes your glue eraser and it will just rub glue off. Wait until it dries is the best for as dry as it goes for the best results. But it will work on tape, it will work on seal, it will work on wet glue, it will work on anything. So that's a really good tip, to have one of those in your card making bag or stash. Okay, hello Suzanne from Sweden. Hello, it's nice to see you here. So that gives you just some tips on wet glue and dry glue. So you saw I used the tape on the front piece paneling and then the wet glue to hold the card down. Repositionable, we'll come back to that in a bit. By the time we finish this video, it'll probably be dry enough for me to show you what I'm talking about. So now let's think about stuff that maybe you're building something and you want to put some ribbon onto something. So let's get some paper. What have we got here? So a little bit of white. Yeah, let's say we're going to layer that on there. I'm going to do something on that. I don't know. Should we stamp on it? Stamp on it maybe? Let's stamp on it. Let's just be bold. Let's go. There we go. Let's just grab one of these and we can just do a little bit of stamping just so that we've got something to talk about and show you what I mean. Right, that'll work. Okay. Love this set. Right, so here we go. Get your stamp. Stamping's a whole other topic, so you need to watch my stamping videos on those, or come and join us in the card making know-how. I'm so excited about card making know-how. I need to tell you. My members know that this is happening, but I need to tell you. So I'm moving. I'm moving from one platform to another platform. Don't get too excited. I know what you were thinking. And that might be on the cards too, but not in the minute. But yes, we're moving from one platform to another, and it's going to be fantastic because you won't have to be on Facebook to be in the group anymore, which is cool because I know that lots and lots of my members don't like Facebook. And to be honest, it's not my favourite thing. It's just the thing that is available for everybody at the moment to chat with. And, you know, build community, ask questions and all that kind of stuff. But now with my new membership hub, my new academy, you won't have to be on Facebook to join us, which is just marvellous. So it has community built into it. So I'm moving all of my stuff over. So we're moving all of the content, all of the 30 masterclasses that we've got. I'm actually consolidating some of them and adding some new ones. So it's 30-ish. It might end up being a little bit more than 30. Might be a little bit less than 30, but that's roughly what we're going to aim for. So 30 masterclasses, which are basically like mini courses on all the different subjects. And it's going to have all of those there. Plus it's going to be a personalised journey for you based on where you are on your questionnaire that you take when you join us. and it's going to have community built into it, and it'll have instant replays from all our Stamp and Chat sessions and our Ask Queen Pip nights, and you'll be able to search on everything as well. In video searching. So if you want to find something, you want to say, where did Pip talk about using glue for ribbon? You'll be able to say glue for ribbon, and it will bring you up videos exactly where I've used the word, this is glue used for ribbon, and it'll point you directly to the exact point in the video where I say that. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Anyway, enough about me and my membership. I love it. I'm very excited about it, and you can join it now and be part of it. It will be closing at some point soon though, because I need to get it all ready, and I want to make sure that all my members are moved over smoothly before I join and let anybody else in. So it will be closing at some point, as in the doors will be closing, not the membership. Membership will not be closing, but the doors will be closing, so you won't be able to get in for a while, and then I'll open it again once everything's set up. Okay, so as we were, back to where we were. So yes, ribbon. So I've stamped that on there. So now supposing we wanted to have some ribbon here, the very worst thing you can do is either try and apply wet glue to the ribbon, especially this because it doesn't dry, right? So if it seeps through, the top of this will always stay tacky. This kind of glue, if it goes on there, it will go rock solid and hard, and it will make it all crunchy, which nobody likes. You could use very thin tape all the way across, like so. That would work, but you don't really need to. All you actually need to do is flip the card over roughly where you want it to be, stick a bit of seal down, or tape, either works, but seal's my favourite, and then pop this over on the front, find out where you want it to be, and then flip your card over and wrap it. And then, oh, I've made a mistake, look. Oh, look, I've put it all on crooked and it's all a bit bouncy. Unstick it. Okay, which you can't do if it's wet glue because you'll get into a right mess. And then fold it over again a bit tighter. And now you have perfect ribbon attached to your card base. Okay, so that's all you need to do to put ribbon on your card. And as I said, this way it works out beautifully, and you don't need to have any kind of glue on the front. And if you're like, oh, but Pip, it might come off. It won't come off because you're going to stick that down to your card with glue. Okay, so this is how you double check that whatever you put on the back is not going to come off. You use your wet glue. Got bits of this card stuck in. And you put your wet glue right over the top of it. That soaks into it, and because it's permanent contact to contact, you're not leaving it to air dry, you're actually going to now stick it. That becomes a permanent bond. And so now that ribbon is completely stuck. Okay? Done. That's how you do ribbon. Beautifully, easy peasy. Now, supposing you wanted to put a label on that, what have we got? Let's do a label. Put a label on there. Put some words on it. What have we got? Thanks, that'll do. I always need a thank you card. Let's put thanks on. I'm going to go monochrome. Where's Leslie? Leslie'd love a monochrome. Right, stick that on there. Just stamp that, but you could use a sticker, you could use anything, right? You could use anything that you'd got. So put that on there. Now we need to have a little bit of dimension because it's going to go over the ribbon. Okay, so you don't want it to go, you don't want to stick it down. You could do, but you'll notice because it's over the ribbon, it'll have a little dent in it, like it'll have a little bump here. So it's much better if you lift it. Plus it gives you the card 3 dimensions, so it makes it more interesting. So I use these. I make sure that I have no soggy middles. This is what I'm known for. Whatever I do, it has no soggy middles. I don't like cards that can get squished in the mail. So we'll just pop that over there, like so. There we go. And now we have our 3D. So that was easy. You just put them down, peel the tops off. Here's the tops. Right, like so. Just peel those tops off, and then it's sticky on both sides, and then you just get rid of them with my little desk hoover, the link to which is in the description below. Okay, so now you have seen in motion and in action my three favourite things. Okay, so not this glue. I like, she says, having now lost her glue. Oh my goodness, what have I done with my glue? I'll put it away. This glue, okay, which you can get from various places, including my shop. Stampin' Seal, which you can get from Stampin' Up, but there are other tape rollers out there, but I really like this one. And then dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals, or foam pads, which again you can get from anywhere, but I do like these ones because they're just nice and thin and they just go where you want. Obviously I would put a label on that one as well, but I haven't, so we'll just go with that. And with those three glues you can pretty much do anything. Okay, you can stick card and paper, you can stick ribbon, you can stick embellishments, you can stick let's do some embellishments just to show you. So like if you've got these embellishments, these don't even have glue on the back. Okay, so these are just loose. It'll be just slightly different. But this is where I would use my Tombow just to do 3 little dots. Can you see those? Yeah, 3 little dots. Now then you need something to pick these up with. Okay, and I haven't cut my nails in ages, so my nails are really long. You can use tweezers. I know people who use tweezers. I just happen to like this take your pick tool, or anything that's sticky, because you can pick it up and you can position your gem just onto the glue. Works nicely. And then I'll do the same with that one. And then I've got a small one. I've got a little diddy one. Yeah, there's a little diddy one. Put that one on there. There we go. I need to roll it off. There. So now that has stuck those. Just give them a minute and they will be stuck. So you can use this for cardstock, paper, embellishments. You can use this for cardstock, ribbon, okay, and then you can use these for anything that you want dimension. Card, paper, not ribbon. Some elements, some wooden elements or metal, something like that, you could use these with. So basically those 3 things are all you really need to get card making. And they're my favourites. So there you go. So I hope that this has helped. It's just a little video just to tell you all about inks, about glues. If you are getting my if you're getting my emails, if you're not a part of the membership, you will be getting my Thursday morning emails, which have got lots of useful tips and tricks. And in those emails this week, we're starting my 4-week inks masterclass, so you'll be able to see that in the emails, okay, which is a replay of one I did for the my big Facebook group. But it's always handy, and it's been expanded upon inside the actual Academy membership. If you want to get my emails, then make sure that you are where are we? Emails. Sign up for my emails here if you're a newbie and you like tips like this and like to hear about the inks. If you want to join the membership, you can come here, cardmakingknowhow.com. And if you want to buy anything, the links are, you can go to my store, which is the link below here. Lynn says she didn't even realise what day it was. I know, right? It's a bank holiday Monday. So yes, so I'm here, and I thought I would just do a short video on adhesives and glues and sticky stuff, and hopefully that solved your sticky problem about what glue to use when and what glue that you need for your card making. There are lots of other things that you can use, and there are some speciality glues that I go into inside the membership, specifically for more detailed work. So don't think that this is just a one and done deal. There are lots of other things that you can learn about adhesives and glues, and as I say, all of that is in my membership, which you can join here. So thanks, Rose, glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Carol, glad you enjoyed the tips as well. I will be at the creative craft show this weekend, so if you're in the area of Farnborough in the UK, come along and visit me. I can't remember what stand I'm on, but I'm there. If you are a brand new card maker and you think, oh, I'd really love to learn how to make cards, and there's a show on, come and see me, because I've got make and takes for newbies. And what else? And I'll be back here again next Monday. And then during September, I'm going to have a couple of weeks when I'm not going to be around because of various work and business stuff. So I'll be kind of going every other week. But you can catch up with me on my emails, where I will be sharing a useful video for you, even if I'm not live. All right. Thanks ever so much. I'll see you at the show, Carol. I know I'll see you at the show, and probably as well. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So have a great week. Enjoy your crafting, and I will see you again soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.